The sound of laughter bounces down the hallway. You step into the living room and freeze. Every couch cushion is off the sofa, piled high into a mountain of chaos. Your son stands at the top, grinning, socks sliding on the leather armrest. "Hey, no jumping on the couch," you warn, trying to sound calm. He stops for half a second, then he launches himself. There he goes. The cushions collapse. He falls. He starts crying. You rush over. Your heart's pounding. He's fine, but your patience isn't. You hear the words before you can stop them. "That's it. No TV, no tablet, no nothing. You don't listen. You lose it all." He looks up at you. He's wide-eyed. Then slowly, he just looks down quietly. And for a moment, you both just sit there. You, frustrated, him, defeated. Later that night, after he's asleep, the scene replays in your mind. The laughter, the jump, the punishment, and the question you can't quite shake. Why doesn't this seem to work? That question, that moment, is where our conversation begins today. Welcome back to Little Feet, Big Guidance, the podcast that walks with you through the everyday joys, challenges, and surprises of parenting. I'm your nurture navigator, and I'm a child development and behavior professional who spent years teaching, supporting families, and helping children grow through understanding rather than fear. Here, I blend insights from trusted voices in child development and faith, like Dr. Bruce Perry, Marshall Rosenberg, and Ellen G. White. Because parenting isn't about control, it's about connection. And today, we're exploring why consequences often fail and how to make them truly teach. So let's talk about consequences. Most of us grew up believing that consequences were the backbone of discipline, right? Do wrong and something bad happens. Lose a toy, a privilege, sometimes even a parent's approval, right? And yes, that might stop behavior for a moment, but it rarely teaches what we think it does. Taking something away may get compliance, but it doesn't teach a child why their action was wrong or how to make it better for next time. That's the difference between punishment and teaching. Punishment demands obedience through fear. Teaching invites growth through reflection. Dr. Bruce Perry reminds us that the brain is shaped by experience, not explanation. Children don't learn because we tell them what went wrong. They learn because they feel what happens when they make a choice. And they feel it in the context of a safe relationship. He explains that the brain builds understanding through patterns of experience, repeated cause and effect moments that are emotionally safe and consistent. When a child experiences the natural outcome of a choice, so an example of this would be like feeling chilly after refusing a jacket, right away, right? Or losing playtime because a toy broke from being thrown, the brain connects the dots. My choices create results. That's how real learning happens. Through experience, the brain can truly trust. But when adults add fear, shame, or threat, the learning changes. The brain stops processing cause and effect and instead records danger. Instead of "that wasn't safe," it encodes "I'm not safe." So natural consequences work not because they're harsher, but because they're honest. They let reality teach the lesson while the relationship stays secure. Perry's work shows us that the brain grows best through truth, but safety. When the experience is real and the adult is steady. Marshall Rosenberg reminds us that all behavior is communication. Do you remember this? Even bad behavior is a message about an unmet need. A child who throws, defies, or breaks something isn't being difficult just to be difficult. They're expressing something they don't yet have the words for. A need for attention, control, connection, or rest. When we punish without listening, we silence the message. When we pause and seek to understand instead, we start to translate it. Of course, not every situation allows for reflection first. Sometimes behavior must be stopped immediately, parents. An example of this would be if a child is about to hurt themselves or someone else. Safety comes first. But even in those urgent moments, we can maintain empathy. I can't let you hit. I'll step in now, but I want to help you find a better way. When there's no immediate danger, we can use consequences as learning opportunities, guiding children through the natural outcomes of their choices, and helping them reflect on what happened and why. That's where consequences become something different. They are not a weapon, but a teacher. We can still hold limits, still say no, still have structure, but we do it with empathy, not anger. It might sound something like this, parents. The toy broke because it was thrown, right? Let's figure out how to take care of our things next time. Or in an urgent moment, stop. That could hurt you. Let's move over here and talk about what's going on. You're still guiding. You're still being firm. But now your tone teaches responsibility, not fear. Ellen G. White reminds us that the purpose of discipline isn't to make a child suffer, but to help them learn self-control and wisdom. She wrote, "Children will be happier, far happier, under proper discipline than if left to do as their untrained impulses shall suggest." It's not about handing down punishment. It's about teaching truth. When a child experiences the natural results of their decisions, within the safety of our love, they begin to understand cause and effect in a way that shapes character. That's what real discipline looks like. Not control, but guidance. Not fear, but formation. All of this, the brain learning through experience, the messages behind behavior, and the wisdom of proper guidance is reflected in Scripture. Proverbs 22:6 says, "Train up a child in the way he should go. Even when he is old, he will not depart from it." This isn't just about rules or compliance. It's about teaching children how to navigate life wisely, helping them understand the natural consequences of their choices, and guiding them with love and consistency. When we discipline in this way with empathy, steady presence, and real-world outcomes, we mirror God's own methods of teaching. We provide safety, truth, and connection, which are the foundation for lasting growth and character. So let's go back to the living room. You take a deep breath and pause, noticing your heartbeat and your urge to react. Instead of yelling, you step closer and crouch down to your child's level. Your eyes meet his, and you say calmly, "I see you're excited and having fun, but jumping on the couch isn't safe. Let's take care of the room first so we can choose the next activity together. He freezes mid-step, socks sliding on the leather, unsure what comes next. You guide him gently. The cushions fell because the couch isn't a safe place to jump. Let's clean up together, then decide what to do next. Tiny hands begin to move, picking up the cushions. You stay close, your voice calm but steady. I know it's disappointing to stop jumping, but I'm right here, and we can make this fun another way once the room is safe. As he works, you notice the shift. Frustration is still there, but the fear of punishment has melted. He's learning cause and effect. Being on the couch creates a mess and could even get you hurt. But the natural consequence isn't shame or anger. It's taking responsibility, guided by your steady presence. By moving towards your child, acknowledging his feelings, and letting reality teach the lesson, you're guiding without yelling. And over time, he'll understand that rules are safe, mistakes have real outcomes, and cooperation comes from trust, not fear. This is the kind of connection that transforms household chaos into teaching moments. And the same principles apply to tantrums, bedtime struggles, and everyday guidance. And we made it to the challenge of the week, parents. This week, try a few simple steps. 1. Pause and breathe. When your child does something that normally triggers frustration, take a deep breath first. Even a short pause can change the energy in the room. 2. Move towards connection. Step closer, get on their level, and acknowledge their feelings, right? Remember that we are not telling them what they need to do from across the room, yelling across, and things like that. We are connecting, not disconnecting, okay? Like, I see you're excited, but this could be dangerous. Let's stay safe together. Reality, teach. When safe, allow your child to experience the natural outcome of their choices. Don't take that away from them, parents. Then guide them. You jumped on the couch and fell because it isn't safe. Let's clean up, then decide what activity to do next. 4. Celebrate effort. Notice and name moments when they respond well, even imperfectly. Praise effort, connection, and responsibility. Be specific. This time with me on Little Feet, Big Guidance. Remember, consequences alone don't teach. Connection, empathy, and guided experience do. Parenting can feel messy, unpredictable, sometimes downright chaotic. Couches will be jumped on, toys will fly, and tiny feet will run circles around you. But that's okay. You're not alone. You're learning, your child is learning, and every small step matters. Keep showing up. Keep pausing. Keep connecting. And letting real life teach lessons in a calm, loving way. Celebrate the wins, even the tiny, goofy ones, and notice the little shifts in understanding and trust. If this episode really inspired you, please share it with your friends and all those parents going through it with you as well. And if you've already shared, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really do appreciate it. And as always, take it one little step at a time. Next week, we'll dive into episode 8, Why Your Praise Isn't Building Confidence. We're going to explore how to lift your child up in a way that actually strengthens their self-esteem, not just gives a quick smile or good job. So grab a cup of coffee or maybe a cookie. Take a deep breath and get ready for more parenting wisdom with a dash of humor and a lot of heart.